Alright, how's it all going? Thought I'd do a little bit of a father-son project, and I'm Nick, my son's Cam. But anyway, this is a 2014 VF Commodore Caprice. This is a V6 model dedicated LPG. So the issue is, mate, it's pretty hard to purge, as I've found out changing the coolant water, because some noddy had filled the reservoir with green coolant and the motor's half full of red, so I thought, no way. Let's get that out, put the right stuff in. So, as bleeding it is difficult, I came up with a solution here. So, I sacrificed an old cap, drilled a hole in it, ripped the guts out of it. So here is the proper cap. See that silver piece in the center? I just flicked that out with the screwdriver and then just drilled a hole straight through it. Of course, once you've done that, you've compromised the cap. We'll get to that shortly. So, cap's on. I put a compressor nipple into the cap and screwed in with some thread tape. That's your typical compressor fitting that you have on your typical line for any home compressor. Then a bit of garden hose, and then a MyZone drink bottle. Now the good thing about the MyZone drink bottle, here's the cap. This white bit pops off, and underneath it is a perfect male nipple that this garden hose fits on with this hose clamp. So there it is there's the jimmy rig, and then it is just hanging from some twine from the bonnet, so you can still drive the car backwards and forwards. So at this point, really the first thing you want to do is hook that up onto there, fill it with coolant. Then you want to make sure, because you've compromised the cap, it will the internals are out, so it'll leak. So there's thread tape around the bottom here. So this setup doesn't leak whatsoever when the car's running. It's actually worked out really well. So once you fill it up, you want to make sure that water's coming from the overflow out onto the ground of your coolant, because this hose is this one here. So you want to make sure that's primed with water, and once it is, you put this clamp on it. Otherwise, when you're filling it and running the car, it'll just run through that hose, fill that up and go on the ground, because we've ripped the internal guts out of this cap, and that compromises that line. But anyway, so that's working. The clamp is now on, so it means that when the engine restarts later on and draws water from the tank, if it needs to, it won't be taking a gulp of air because that line is fully charged with water. So anyway, man, we ran it up on slight angles, so up on some blocks of wood so the bonnet's up higher. And we ran it for quite a while, just checking the temperature, running the heater on high, cycling the heater, bringing the revs up to about 2,000 for a while, dropping them back, and you'll see all your bubbles coming up into this bottle as it's purging out. So keep an eye on your temperature gauge and everything. Fill the bottle as required. Don't overfill it, because it'll expand with heat. And at the end of the day, mate, all is good. So all you need for tools: clamp, MyZone drink bottle, garden hose, couple of hose clamps, a sacrificial radiator cap, an air compressor fitting that I used in there with some thread tape, and a beer for the downtime. That's it, mate. Enjoy.